name is Stacey Flowers and I am a student of Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University and on a journey to become 100% debt-free. In this video, I'm going to show you my April grocery haul. I spend $50 a month on groceries. So if you are interested in that, please keep watching. So this video is actually going to be kind of interesting because two reasons. One, I am not getting paid until the 13th, and so I wasn't able to go to the grocery store until I think today is like the 15th or something like that. And that was a little bit frustrating because I didn't have as many fresh fruits and veggies as I would like to the first couple of weeks of the month. But the other thing is too is that I'm moving, and so I'm really working through like burning through my pantry because I mentioned in another video, like I don't want to move with like a cup of flour or a cup of this or a cup of that. Like I just want to move and potentially be able to restock a full pantry. So for those of you who are curious what I've been eating, so what today, I think today's the 14th. So what have I been eating for the last 14 days? If you look at some of my previous videos, you will see that I have 3 different types of beans. I had red beans, I had black beans. Oh no, you guys didn't see that. I had 2 beans, red beans, black beans, and then I had a quinoa sort of dish that I made. I was able to eat that during last month, but I also had tons of freezer items left. And so I've eaten through all of those. All of my black beans are gone, all of my red beans are gone, all of my quinoa is gone. And actually, the only thing that I have left are these vegetables. So this is a big pack of vegetables that I usually make with my fried rice. And then I have these 3 bags, which I actually might leave those 3 bags and take those over to the new place and just finish this mixed bag of vegetables because it's open. But all the other freezer meals that are freezer bases that I would have right here, those are all gone because I ate them. Those are all gone because I ate them over the last couple of weeks. So there's one thing that I've been eating that I'm not particularly proud of, but I'm going to share it with you guys because this is about being transparent. And I've just been needing some quick food, and I've just been needing to break up the beans. And because I didn't have any like fresh vegetables, like I just wanted something different. So this is something that I have been eating I'm not particularly proud of. It was like they're 25 cents and just gives me a little bit of flavor. But I also think this month I just wasn't prepared emotionally for how intense this month was going to be for me. And I think that brings up some childhood memories and stuff like that too. So I have 1 thing of vegetable broth. I have chickpeas and black beans that were left over from last time. I have the last of my rice, the last of my popcorn. I've been smashing this quinoa, so I have maybe like a half a cup of quinoa left, little flowers and some mung beans. So those are gonna be things that I really try to eat these last few days, plus sort of prepare a little bit of food that I'll also be able to have the first couple of days when I move into the new place. The other place where I'm saving quite a bit of money is because I'm not replenishing any seasonings, and seasonings are really, really expensive. I'm just not replenishing my seasonings so that way I can take fresh things over to the new place. But that's it. So getting started, I brought a couple of stocks of corn on the cob. I'm kind of excited about this. My corn on the cob is bomb.com. I bought my sweet potatoes. I'm still in a sweet potato phase. I just recently learned that sweet potatoes are anti-inflammatory. So I have a couple sweet potatoes, and I bought this yellow onion, which I'm gonna actually turn on the oven because I want to make some homemade onion rings. That was like the recipe that I wanted to learn how to make. I wanted to make fried onion rings but baked. So let me turn that oven on. I'm not baking because of like diet health reasons. I'm baking it because I didn't want to have to pay for the cooking grease. These breadcrumbs I did purchase specifically so that I can make the onion rings, and I'm hoping that this turns out delicious and I can have onion rings as like a snack, like a daily snack, or not daily, but a frequent snack that I have in between now and then, because I have been very emotionally overwhelmed and just have been dying for comfort foods and like just really like Burger King and just stuff like that. Obviously I haven't been getting it, but if I can make it at home, then you know, all will be well. I also bought some peanut butter. This peanut butter, I've been hearing a ton about this peanut butter. It was a little bit of a splurge for the amount of ounces. This is the same price that I always spend on peanut butter, but the size is much smaller. So I'm hoping that this peanut butter is delicious. I have my little mini peppers that I love. Last time I tried golden beets, and you can see that these beets are much smaller than the ones that we got last time, but they were so good that I got 2 golden beets instead of my regular red beets. And beets are like my second favorite vegetable, but these golden beets are delicious. absolutely freaking incredible. So I got a couple of beets. Also got a head of spinach. It's looking a little wilty right there, but we'll get that revived. And then I just got some greens, some collard greens. Again, I have been like, all I've been eating is beans and rice and quinoa, and so I just want some better tasting foods. And I got collard greens also because I've been feeling emotional, and making some, you know, Thanksgiving style foods will certainly help. I got just a little bit of Brussels sprouts, just a handful of Brussels sprouts, a little bit of almond milk here, and then I got water. Most of my water intake comes from my part-time job, so this is enough to just get me through the month. And this is a very, very small haul, but it's a smaller haul because I really just wanted the vegetables and things that went on the top. And I don't have my receipt, but I will put the price of all of these items in here for you. What I'm going to do now is just a little bit of food prep, not much, because again, I'm making the onion rings, and then I'm going to wash my spinach and clean that. I'm going to clean my greens too. I'm not going to prepare the corn or the beets just because I want them to stay as fresh as possible, because I know I'm not going to eat those right away. So let us get started. It's really important that you wash your produce. I cannot emphasize enough. A lot of people want to eat fresh produce in order to be healthy, but what they don't do is they don't wash their produce. And so what happens is that, like, while the produce itself is healthy, the pesticides and the cleaners and all the things that they do in order to grow, you're ingesting that too. And depending on your body type, you may be having a negative reaction to that. I found out that I have a very, very strong reaction to some pesticides that they put on like grapes and stuff like that, because anytime I would eat a grape, I would immediately feel the desire to vomit. And I just thought it was the grapes, but it's not the grapes. It's literally what they spray on the grapes so that way the grapes can grow. So you just want to make sure that you wash your produce. And when you're washing your spinach, you want to make sure you wash it in cold water or very cold room temperature water, so that way you do not start the cooking process. And then I'll just put it in a pan for storage. There's a little bit of water here on the bottom that I refresh every 4 to 5 days so that my spinach stays fresh. And there you are. All my spinach is prepared. The next thing I'm going to prepare are my black beans. These I picked up in the grocery haul from last month, and I'm just going to wash them. You want to check for rocks and just beans that don't look good, and you just want to give them a really good rinse and wash. And I shuffle them around a little bit, and then once I'm done with all of that, I put them in my crock pot to soak. And I do that for a couple of reasons. It's the biggest pot that I have, and it makes it easier for me to just like soak them without having to dirty up multiple dishes. I also salt my beans. I'm putting a lot of salt on here. I don't know. Oh, well, I guess I'm cooking a little over, it's like a pound and a half actually. That is a lot of salt. But I put salt on there because I like to be able to rinse a little bit of that salt off when I'm actually preparing, and then I don't add any salt. You want to cover them with water because the beans are going to swell, and you want to make sure that there's enough room. And you also want to soak them overnight. If you can't soak them overnight, I would suggest soaking them a minimum of 8 to 10 hours so that way that they are digestible. So going to wash and clean these collard greens. Clearly this is not a lot. I didn't want it to be a lot. I need some comfort right now. Very emotional time for me. So I like to wash them when they're on the big leaf like this because they're easier, and then separate them. The same principle applies to washing my greens as I did with my spinach. Wash them in cold water so you don't start the cooking process. I actually washed them 3 times before I cut them and then put them in this container, which is really nice because it's the perfect amount of space to put in the fridge for later. So I just decided I'm going to cook the rest of this quinoa. This is the perfect amount of quinoa to prepare. It's a half a cup that's left in the bag. I'm so excited about that. Cook it in a small saucepan. I'm going to boil it in chicken broth just to give it a little bit of extra flavor because I'm not adding any other seasonings. It cooks up just like rice, so double the liquid to the amount of quinoa that you're preparing. Pop that in the bottom, bring it to a boil, and put my quinoa in and simmer for 15 to 20 minutes. So this I'm going to use for the onion rings. This little end piece I'm actually going to cut up so that I can use in my greens. Okay, so I'm going to separate out the rings. Some of these rings look bad, so I'm just not going to cook those. And then I am dipping it in the batter, putting it on a baking sheet. If you guys would like to see a full video of how I made these onion rings, just give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below. But I will tell you, they turned out pretty delicious, so I'd be happy to share that video with you guys if that's something you're interested in. But I had to make it. I needed some comfort. These were so good. Inside of my refrigerator after this month's grocery haul, I'll have my water, my almond milk. This is the prep for my onion rings. I have my washed spinach, my cooked quinoa. There in the back are my washed greens. I have my Brussels sprouts sitting here in a little bit of water, balsamic reduction chopped onions, and mini peppers. And it's just all in a way that makes it so easy to just grab and go. Our onion rings are done, and I wanted to taste it to see. Only prepared half the batch. Definitely crispy, but doesn't have enough flavor. And I kind of figured, because all that we put in here was cayenne pepper and salt. So I only prepare half, and I will prepare the other half with more seasoning. But texture, comfort feeling,